Come on down. Hello. You're first, I think. You got there first.
Okay, race to front.
Speak right into it. These are Shure SM58s, and unless you talk directly into them, we will not hear you.
Okay, then.
There you go, that's a bit better.
Last year, I heartily embarrassed Ben with Virginia Hayes' description of his bum. And,
Of my bum or her bum?
His bum.
Oh, his bum, your bum.
And if you've never heard it, she referenced it to two freshly baked loaves of bread.
See, I instantly think about smell when you say that. Well, I don't want to think about how Ben's bum smells while I'm eating my lunch.
Freshly baked loaves of bread.
Yeah, well, this year, I decided to commemorate the embarrassment by actually bringing the Crichton buns in the leather bags and their white bread like you requested. Though, after your comments, I feel like I should give them to Claudia.
To soak up the sauce from my lunch.
And just so you know, Virginia Hay already groped them to make sure they passed the test.
She already watered them? Whoa. Good. Free-handled bread that reminds us of Ben's butt that I'm going to use with my gluten intolerance to soak up the sauce in my lunch. Yeah. Bring it on down, honey. Thank you very much. Yeah. Wow. Oh.
San Francisco style.
X marks the spot. I'm done. I think we can dispense with that. Thank you. Enough. The world doesn't need to see me do an act with buns. Easy now. Oh, I need to grope them and check. Hey, come here. One never forgets. Don't worry, darling, there is no substitute. Okay. I did that quite daintily for me.
You did. Question.
This is sort of a follow-up. I asked Brian Henson yesterday about just being reminded this weekend the elegance and beauty and above and beyond the effects, the acting, the writing, the directing, everything on FarScape, that it's like you've got 8 times the budget that you actually do. So was that, how much of that, what do you guys attribute that to as far as how you get a cinema quality TV show out of, we have this much to work with, we're going to give you this much product?
Well, a lot of it came down to the commerce of shooting in Australia at the time. It was 50 cents to the dollar. So you did double your money. And people were, Garner McClellan did the first year of CGI, followed by Animal Logic. And all those CGI houses were starting to establish themselves, not just in the commercial and music world, but also in feature films, and it was a huge opportunity for those companies. So everyone sort of, they got very good deals. They literally, there was not a big expense above the line for Australian actors because we were all negotiated on a sort of locked off fee. We were all kind of packaged together and sold in a package, unbeknownst to us. But that's sort of how it works in Australia, and we wouldn't have got the work unless that package had been, that arrangement had been come to. Matt Carroll at the time had seduced the producers over to shoot with him because he had, said we can, Australians shoot really good quality, high turnaround, fast turnaround television. And the Hensons at the same time wanted to do very high production values in fast turnaround and prove that they could deliver that high quality in fast turnaround. So they actually built, they had a proper creature shop there. You know, they had one in London, one in New York, I believe. And they actually set up one, you know, in Sydney while we were doing FarScape solely for that show. And then Ben, I mean, if you have other... You know.
I think the other than the consideration of
so anyway, we said to Robert, we need to but Dan really needs to let her have it. He really needs to call her on all of her stuff, all of her behaviors. I think someone's going to have a timeout. For each year of your life. I'm in the same boat.
Everything's done till Tuesday.
So we talked the scene through as well, and that's why it was so aggressive and so full of sort of, you know, pent-up anger and, you know, fighting for that latent frustration and anger to come out so that Daniel could finally force Barlow to stop being the child. Kidding, my goodness. When I am an executive producer of my own show, I might have to call Francesca into my office to sit on my chest. I can roll that way too. Comment now.
Wow. On my question, are you going to eat that bread?